Hi everyone, welcome to Art with Carol, lesson number 5. Today we're working on our third op art lesson and our last, and I decided to go with a little collection of smaller op arts that we can put together on a page, and when we have it like this, it's like actually looks really cool for framing. And so the first one you can see, it looks like a bunch of cubbies, little boxes that you can, that are 3D, like little mailboxes maybe. And then this one looks like there's some balls popping right up out of this frame. Down here we've got like a tunnel going around and around. And then the last one looks like we've got a big square hole in our page that we don't want to fall down into. So I'm going to show you how to make these today. You are going to need a normal size piece of paper. You are also going to need a pencil, and an eraser is a really good idea. And I'm going to be using black because, as I've said before, I just like op art in black and white a lot. So I'm going to do, and also I know my Sharpies that I have are really good and strong. So I'm going to use those. Hopefully they won't run out on me. So I've got the little fine Sharpie and I've got a thicker Sharpie. You could use markers. You could use pencil crayons. Absolutely. Pick the colors you want. Most important thing is that you want to have a pencil and an eraser. Now remember, when we do op art, it tricks your eye, right? And it makes you think that you are looking at something 3D, but it's really just a flat piece of paper. When I show you how to do these techniques, it kind of takes the mystery out of it. So you might, when you do yours, you might think, oh, this doesn't look good. This doesn't look 3D at all. It's because you're looking at it as someone who has just created it and you know all the tricks. So what you need to do is, when you have it done, get someone to hold it off in the distance for you and have a look at it. And stop thinking about how you did it and just look at the actual piece. And I think that you'll find that it looks more 3D. Or show it to someone else and they'll be amazed. All right, this will be our last op art lesson that we do. So I'm going to just stick that up here. And what you're going to do, you also, I forgot to mention, you could use tape to tape your sections so that you have 4 even sections. So I'm going to show you how to do that, but if you don't have tape, you don't need it. I'm going to do the sample today without tape. But if you have tape, and even if you don't, this is what you do. First, we're going to make 4 sections. So we're just going to fold our page in half and in half again, so that we have 4 folded even sections. Just try to get it as even as you can. Fold it and then open it up. Okay? So if you're going to use tape, then you're just going to take your tape and you're going to divide it. Put one in the half spot first. Try to get it straight. And then in the half spot this way. And then you're also going to put tape all around the edges. That's going to give you that border that you're going to work in. Okay? And you want to try to get it straight as you can so that it's a straight border when you're done. So it's going to look like this. But if you don't have tape, it has to be masking tape or this green or blue painter's tape. Okay? Because if you use Scotch tape and then you try to take it off, it's going to rip. This is meant to come off more easily. So if you are using tape, you're going to tape it like this, and then you're going to take your thin marker or a pencil crayon, and you're going to just trace around each one of these squares. Okay? If you're not going to use the tape, then I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'm going to do it with you today without the tape because I know not everyone has tape. So if you have tape, you're going to trace all 4 of those. okay? But without tape, I'm just going to move that. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to fold it up like this and fold it in half again like this. Then I'm going to open it up, and I still have my 4 sections, right? And since I'm not using tape, I'm just going to go around I'm going to make a square, or I guess it's actually a rectangle, inside my fold lines. And if you want to use a straight edge, you can. You know me, I kind of like to just eyeball it. So I'm going to make 4 sections, 1 for each of my op arts, like that, like that. You could even just put line, like just cut your paper in 4 with a pen, just do that. But I like to have a little bit of a frame for each one. So there it is without using the tape. So you see, it's going to look just as great, and I'm not using tape. All right, so I hope you have all your supplies gathered. And anytime you have to stop the video, you just go ahead and stop it, right? Okay, so we're going to do this one first. It looks like the boxes, okay? Little cubbies, makes me think of a mail room or something. Okay, you should probably pencil it first. And we're going to just we're just going to make a checkerboard here of fairly wide, like almost 2 finger wide lines going this way, and then lines going this way, kind of equal. Don't worry if they're not exact. If you make them really small, it's going to be a lot of filling in, but you can if you want to. Okay, now I'm going to outline these with my marker, and look, I'm going to erase those lines after my pencil ones because it's not exact. There we go. So now I've got my grid, right? Like a checkerboard kind of. I'm going to erase those lines that I used with my pencil. Not exact. It's even a little bit messy. I even got a little thing there. That's all right. Okay, now this is pretty cool how you do this. We're going to make each of these boxes look 3D. The way that we're going to do that, I'm going to keep using my little pen here. We're going to cut each box about in half at the top and come across like this. See that? I'm going to do it again. Just in the left-hand corner, every one of them. Try to make them pretty much the same size for each one. Okay. All the way down. Don't worry if you don't get one exactly right, and you can be doing this in pencil first if you want to. Otherwise, you're going to be like, oh, I didn't like that, and I can't erase it. And then you're going to have to go back and start another one. Waste a piece of paper. You know what Carol thinks about that. Okay. So here is each of my little squares. Reminds me of when you go bowling, if you ever go bowling, and there's always a little thing up in the corner that you mark in your score. All right, when you have that done, now, remember I made this square. Here's my point. I'm just going to draw a line right down to this point of the square. See that? I'm going to do it again from here down to that one. From here down to that one. From here, see? I'm going to do it for every one of them. There we go. Again, you can use a ruler, straight edge, if you want to, but you don't have to. As long as you can get a fairly even line here, from here to the point, from here to the point, from here to the point. There. Now, you might be able to start seeing the 3D-ness of this. But if you still can't yet, you will soon, okay? Now I'm going to color in each one of these squares up in the corners with my thicker black Sharpie, and you could use, as I said, a pencil crayon or even a crayon would work. Color in each one of these little guys. Not scribbling, remember, we want to do our best to make it really good and filled right in. I don't want little white bits showing inside. And I see already that it looks like my Sharpie is getting a little bit run out. I've got another one here just in case. But color every one of these. This is the back of the mailboxes, right? You're looking in, and that's the darkness in the back. Okay. Fill every one of them in. I'm not going to keep filling everyone in. You can stop this and do it yourself, because if I keep going with this, my video is going to be really long and it's going to take forever to try and download it. So do each one of these. Okay, and when you're done that, come back on. Now the next step is I'm going to take my pencil for shading, because remember, that's the thing about op art, things looking 3D. It's the way that you draw your lines and the shading you do. So I'm going to shade this section of every one. And if you look carefully, you'll see filling it in, but I'm using the side of my pencil because I don't want it to be a sharp line. I want it to be really soft. Okay. I'm using a pencil because it's gray, so it's like a lighter line. You could use a gray pencil crayon if you want to. Fill in each one of these. And if you go outside the lines too much, like I did a little bit here, I'm just going to erase that. There, no big deal. And keep going and color in every one of this part, keeping it as inside the lines as you can. And you can even go over it with your finger a little bit to smudge it and soften it even more. Okay, so it's going to, in the end, look like this. See my little spaces in there that I have just colored with my pencil. So you go ahead, turn this off, and finish that one, and you have got your first one done. A bunch of little 3D boxes. All right, let's go on to this one on this side now. And this is the one that looks like balls popping up out of a grid, 3D look. So for this, you're going to need something that you can draw little circles with. I'm using a glue stick. I'm actually just going to use the lid of it. I'll just turn it like that. You could use a glue stick. You could use a little salt shaker. Anything that you want to trace. You could use something a little bit bigger. You could do just one if you wanted it to be bigger. I also have here, I've got these little measuring cups. You could use a measuring cup or a couple of them. You can make as many circles as you want to make. So to do that, I'm just going to put it down. I'm going to trace around it really lightly with my pencil. And just decide where you want them. I'm going to do, I always like odd numbers, right? So 3 or 5. I don't know if you can see really well this pencil. I'm going to do one more down here in the corner that's coming off a little. That looks kind of cool. There. Okay. Can you see that? I did that? Yep. There's mine. So draw yours. Just go lightly with it. You can stop the video, find something round, and draw your circles. All right. Now you're back. Now, just because I could use my pencil and I could start drawing my lines, but then I'd have to go over it with my pen or my pencil crayon. So I'm just going to do it with my pen. But as I come along here, I am going to turn it like this so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to make really thin little lines all the way across my page. But when I come to my circle, I am just going to stop. There's my circle, and I'm going to start on the other side of it. Okay? Because remember, the circle is going to look like it's overlapped. It's on top. It's popping through. So we're going to make all our lines nice thin there. I got to stop because there's my circle. There we go. This is going to take you some time. So just keep drawing. Just pretend it was through there. And there's a line. And come back here. We want thin, thin lines. You don't want to outline your circle in marker or in pencil crayon because we're going to erase it after. Okay? So get all these lines drawn. Like so. See, it's coming now. You can actually start to see my circles just because it's wherever my line stops, which is kind of cool. Going straight across. And notice my lines are not really straight. Again, you could use a ruler if you want to. I don't want to. I just want it to look kind of wonky. There we go. Right across. I have no circles there, so they're not interrupting my lines. This one got a little thick, a little wide, so I'm just going to stick another one in between it. Okay. Stopping for that. Oh, there's my telephone. I'm just going to let it ring. And you know what's going to happen? It's probably Shauna, and she's thinking that I'm not at work yet. She'll be like, where is that girl? But I am here, and we are making art, right? So keep it going. I am going to do this whole one because I want to show you what to do next. Oh, yes, all these lines. There, I'm right here with a little one there. I'm going to keep going like this. Okay. I want to make it there. I want it to be nice and thin. Okay, so see, when you learn these tricks of how to do these, and then they look very 3D, you realize how simple it is to do it, that it's just a trick of the eye. And it's a little bit fat right in there, so I'm going to just go like that. There we go. And I'm almost there. There, done. All right, now you get yours finished. The next step we're going to do is we're going to come to our line that's stopped with the circle, go up around it and down. This one we're going to go up, around, and down. See, that one came here. I'm going to go up, around, and match up with the one on the other side. But you want these lines to be more curved because it's popping up. When you get about halfway down the circle, then your next line, bring it the other way, the other curve. So first it curved up, now it's going to curve down, going right to the ball and curving down to my other line. Down to my other line. They don't have to match up perfectly. And then the bottom one I'm going to curve to show the outside of the ball. Okay? I'm going to do that for each one of these. That one goes like that. This one's going to come up and meet with that. So it's just a little bit more of a curve. And then I'm going to start curving down. There we go. And these lines for the ball are going to be a little bit wider than all these other lines. You can see I've got it going a little bit wider here. All right, so we're going to do each one of these. These are actually kind of fun. And don't worry about getting it exact, but just try to match up with another line on the other side. And then I'm going down this way And it can have a wonkiness, but it's really good to show the end of the circle, the top of the circle and the bottom of the circle. Okay, and then this line here would go like this, curve it, go down this way, down this way, down this way. And then this one, I'm going to go like that. And this one, it's coming off the end of the page, so I don't have any lines on this side, so that's okay. And then I'm going to come this way and match up with those lines on the other side. There. Okay. Now you want to take your eraser and you want to erase the pencil circle that you traced so that the pencil lines aren't there at all. And you will begin to see already how much this makes it pop. Look at that. So it's like magic that suddenly it looks like something's popping up. Now, because they're popping up, just like in our art we did before, we want to kind of go around it and just the softness of your pencil around 1/2 of the circle. So I've got the outside edge I'm coloring, shading, and I'm shading the top a little bit. So the outside edge, so my light is coming down this way. So my outside edge and 1/2 of my inside circle, not even 1/2. And I kind of bring it around a round shape, a curved shape, not straight down. Okay. So just like this. There. So it looks like it's poking up and creating a shadow. Good. Okay. There's our second one done. All right, stop the video if you need to. Now we're going to go on to the third one, and that's going to be this one. And this is a fun, really wonky one, and easy to get mixed up with it. So let's just stay calm. What you're going to do is you're going to make a wonky rectangle that's narrow on one end and comes out a little on the other. Okay? Because it's a wonky shape. So can you see that? I did that? Yeah. All right. Then I'm going to fill it in right now. I'm going to do it with marker, but you want to do pencil first because trust me, you can get confused doing this one. All right. Now what you're going to do, put your finger up on the top corner here of your little thing you just made. Now you're going to bring that all the way around to the top to the point from this box. So like this. There. Okay. Then you're going to want to take this corner and it's going to come all the way down to here. Like that. Okay. Then you're going to take this little tiny corner here and it's going to come all the way around to the bottom one over here. See why I said start it in pencil first? Because it's easy to be like, whoa, I don't know what I'm doing. Now you have one corner left and it's going to come all the way up to here. So let's do that. There we go. Now we've got our basic shape. Now we're going to fill in the lines that go with it. So I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to just take a line to start with and go like that. Okay? And we want our lines to be a little bit curved and come out starting narrow and coming out wider. So my next one's going to start up here and I'm going to come down about here. There. Then I'm going to do that again and come out over here. And one more. There. All right, so you can have as many or as few as you want. I see on my one that I originally did, I had 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, I still have 4 lines. Okay, now the trick to this is that you want all the ends of your lines to match up with the beginning of the other ones. So come right down here to this point and make a line across. Okay, now here's this line ended here. So we're going to bring it around like this. There. This line ended here, so we're going to bring it down here. This line ended here, so we're going to bring it down here like that. This one ended here. I'm just going to bring it like that as if it was cut off. Okay. Now you can start on that one or this one. I'm going to start here and I'm going to go, this line is going to go up over here. So like this. There. We just want it always to match up. I'm going to do this one over to here. I'm going to do, you can turn your paper if that helps. There, it helped me for sure. Okay. Woo, this is so wonky. All right. Now we're going to also do that little line there from the square. All right, now we're coming up here to the last one. Start at the point of your square, and we just want it to match up over here. There we go. Now we're going to go here, and we're going to match it up to that one. Then we're going to go here and match it up to this one. Here, and match it up to that one. There, and match it up, pretending, because there's not really one there. All right, now we have, it just looks so wonky, so we have to really make this, our divided lines, really bold. Okay, and make our box really bold. So make that as thick as you want to. This dividing line comes up here. We want it to be really nice and bold. This dividing line that came down here, I'm just like almost doubling it to make it really nice and fat. And this one that came over here, make it really fat. Now you could do all this bold before you even start making your little inside lines. I'm going to make this really stand out. There. Now that's a wonky shape. We want to add some shading because the light, remember, is shining down into it. And so we're going to shade right in the middle here, come up around this way, like this, leaving that part white because the light's shining down. And then it's shining down this way, so we're going to come up with this one along this side. And as the shape gets bigger, we can come out a little bit more with the shading. Same with this one, down into the hole and coming up this way. So it's like a tunnel. Then this one is my last one on this side, so we're just coloring, just shading. So it's just soft pencil. It's tiny, tiny, big, big, big. And then you can soften it with your finger if you want to. There. And that is our 3D tunnel going around and around and around. All right, the last one. We're going to make the hole, the big square tunnel down into our paper. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to take a pencil and we're going to draw a line from here up to here. Okay? There. All right, now I'm going to outline it in this. You can do all the penciling first and then use your marker if you want to, or your pencil crayon. I'm just going to do it like this because it's going to save time and you'll be able to see it better as well. All right, now we're going to just draw a line right across to meet with this line. So right about like this. I'm going to say it's maybe, yeah, it's about a finger space wide. Okay, I'm going to keep doing that the whole way. There we go. Each of them, yep, they're about a finger space. And then I'm going to stop about here. I want an odd number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, I have 7 spaces. So that's perfect. Okay. Now, on this one, I only had, I think I had 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I had 7. Okay. Now, you have got half of your rectangle with lines going vertically. Now, you're going to meet up with this line. It's going to make it look like a corner because we're going to bring it down like this. Bring it down straight down, meeting up with that one. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now you're starting to see how that looks, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to color every second one with our dominant color. In my case, I'm using black. So I'm just going to come back up here and I'm going to color this whole one black. I'm just going to scribble this at this point so that you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to leave you to do it. You're going to turn it off. Okay, so we just go all the way down. So this one's going to get colored black. This one's getting colored black. This one's getting colored black all the way down. And then my big square in the middle, the whole thing's getting colored black. You're not going to scribble it like mine, right? You're going to color it in really good like this one. Fill in your lines perfectly, okay? Turn off your video and do that. And then when you're ready, come on back. All right. Now we just have to make it look like the light is shining down in. So we just want to take side of our pencil again, and we want to just shade pretty dark this bottom one. Then the next one, we want to shade it a little bit lighter, but still shading. And the top one, barely at all. Okay? And you can just smooth that with your fingers so it looks really dark at the bottom and it's getting lighter at the top, because at the bottom there's not as much light. See how I did that? All right. Now you have got a great piece of op art with 4 different techniques that you can frame if you want to. And be sure to take a picture of it. I'm going to put my name down here. You want to put your name down on it because you're proud of your work. And take a picture of it. Have your mom or dad or someone take a picture of it and send it to me. And the pictures will go up on Friday. Happy op arting, everybody. And I will see you later.